Sir also added, then Shahbaz and Akashdeep also in the mix. But guys, good time therefore to introduce one of the men that has been brought back into the Royal Challengers Bangalore. It is Harshal Patel who is joining us. Harshal, great to have you with us. Great to have you back in the Royal Challengers camp. Tell me something. Are you back on the WhatsApp group at RCB yet?
No, they haven't started the group yet because the team is not fully made. So I'll wait for that. But thank you for having me.
Now, great to have you with us. How have you been following the auction, Harshal? Did you follow it closely, your bid as well?
I was watching it. I was in Ahmedabad and planning to leave for Kolkata, and I was on a video call with my family, so we all watched it together.
Harshal, Akash this side, congratulations, great sum. But I've got a question. Were there conversations when the retentions had to happen? Because Purple Cap last season, RCB, a lot of success actually was due to what you did with the ball. So was that a conversation, if you want to divulge some detail?
They basically told me that if we retain you, we'll have to pay you 6 crores and 9 crores will be deducted out of our purse because you'll be the fourth player. So we don't want to do that. We would rather that you earn that money in the auction, and we'll try our best to get you back in the auction. So that was the only communication.
You know, Harshal, we've been talking about the fan pulse and getting the fans involved. There's a lot of love coming for you. We asked them how they would rate you coming back to RCB. Everyone is loving having you back at RCB. How much does it mean to you to see the faith put in, Harshal? Because obviously a sum of 10.7 crores means the world to a player, but also it shows how much faith they have in your capabilities.
Right, and even before that, I mean, when they traded me back from Delhi, they gave me an opportunity. They gave me a responsibility that I was not expecting myself to fulfill at that point of time. So they've backed me. They've seen something in me, and know that in me, even though and that means a lot. That price tag is obviously huge, but at the same time, the amount of faith that they've shown in me, it means a lot.
If the price tag is high and the confidence is high, Harshal, this is Sanjay, then it's a great timing for that to happen. Just a quick question, any idea who your captain is likely to be?
I don't know. I haven't had any chat with anybody at the RCB management, but Faf is in my opinion a great. He has led South Africa very well, and he could be a potential candidate, but I can't certainly say that.
And I love this guy. I've never seen a current player being so candid about his thoughts. So thank you, Harshal. Be that way and continue the great work that you've been doing.
Harshal, just have to ask you, you've got someone like Josh Hazelwood to work with, Mohammad Siraj obviously that you bowled with as well. How much are you looking forward to working with Josh and Mohammad Siraj back at RCB?
I really admire Josh because he's one of those red ball bowlers who will continually, day in, day out, he'll continue to bowl in that channel, and that's something I really admire. I obviously, I've tried to do that in red ball cricket, and I've had some success in past couple of years, but he's somebody that I really look up to, and Siraj, I have a great rapport with him, and we did really well together bowling in tandem at RCB last year. So I look forward to doing that again this season.
Harshal, Josh has had a great year, you've had a great year, Siraj has had a great year. I'm certain that RCB will have a great year in 2022. Thank you so much for joining us here on Cricket Live.
Pleasure, thank you.
Lovely to hear from Harshal Patel, going to 10.75 crores back to RCB, and I think the fans are thrilled about it as well. Time for us to take a short breather here on Baiju's Cricket Live's auction special. Plenty more on the other side before we head into the auction this Sunday.
They told me I am not an actor. I am an outsider. I am not diplomatic. I have unconventional looks. I am not fit. There will always be someone to tell you something you are not. Just listen to the noise within.
Download Neo X and
and get up to 7% interest per annum on your savings account.
तो कोई नई दवाई मार्केट में आती है तो उससे पहले उसको लोगों पे टेस्ट किया जाता है जितने ज्यादा सब्जेक्ट उतने ज्यादा पैसे
Truly selfless hero of the society, Dr. Gauri.
मंथन का सिर्फ एक ही फोकस है, सेविंग लाइव्स।
This is Dr. Saira Sabharwal.
एक बैंड ड्रग का ट्रायल ह्यूमंस पे कर रहे हैं जिसकी वजह से लोगों की जानें भी जा रही है। ड्रग नहीं है, पॉइजन है।
Human Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
मंगदा रही तू ये दुआ हो इश्क ना हो इश्क ना हो इश्क ना या खुदा
They told me I am not an actor. I am an outsider. I am not diplomatic. I have unconventional looks. I am not fit. There will always be someone to tell you something you are not. Just listen to the noise within.
Download Neo X and get up to 7% interest per annum on your savings account.
विकी राय को किसने मारा है कोई नहीं जानता। मेरे बेटे की हत्या की जांच के लिए सीबीआई इंक्वायरी बैठाई जाए।
बहुत दिन से देख रही हूँ आप इस केस को घुमा के किसी और ही दिशा में पहुंचाना चाह रहे हैं।
अगर हम चाहें ना कभी आपको इस केस से हटा भी सकते हैं।
Many years ago, our house came to life with magic. Every member of our family was given their own gift. Why am I the only one that didn't get a gift?
Welcome to Baiju's Cricket Live's auction special. Here's another look at what the teams still have in their purses. So far coming into today, you've got the Punjab Kings sitting pretty at 28.65 CR, and they've done a good job so far at the table already. Lucknow Super Giants, one of the two new sides, at under 7 CR in the kitty. Also RCB under 10, but they've done a fair job so far as well. CSK, Mumbai Indians, plenty of work to be done for the two multiple-time champion winning squads. And that is where we'll take you in our next bit of a chat as well. We've got Sanjay Manjrekar and Akash Chopra also joined by Chris Morris in the house here in our studios at Star India. But Akash, let's turn our attention now to the Mumbai Indians.
Right.
What do they need today? Because a lot of gaps to be filled. They were dormant, let's say, on day one.
That's absolutely okay. You can stay that way once you've retained as many as 4 players and 4 quality players, let's be honest. And when you've set your eyes on Ishan Kishan, you got him as well, of course, at a cost.
Yeah.
But now, this day is got so many players coming up that you can actually make the auction because you have 27 or nearly 28 crore in your kitty. You need fast bowlers, you'll get in plenty. I am a little surprised that they let go of someone like a Quinton de Kock because they wanted a left-handed opener keeper. But then when you're looking for Ishan, you can't have him or Trent Bolt.
Yeah.
Murugan Ashwin, they let go of Yuzi Chahal and Rahul Chahar. Again, a slightly surprising pick. But they do have the core. They have now 5 in the playing 11, and there is plenty to follow. So it should be fun.
Yeah, you look at that side, Sanjay. Fast Kieran Bala, there was Hardik Pandya, Krunal Pandya. How do they go about replacing the all-rounders that they had?
It was a slightly difficult day for Mumbai Indians because these are guys who go for the best players and they are done. And then they add certain fringe players and that's how their squad is made up. Towards the end of the auction, yesterday, they were going for people like M. Ashwin desperately. They went for Thampi. That's not their style because they let go of Rahul Chahar, which is
Little
surprising.
desperation creeping in?
Yes, little bit of, not desperation, but getting a little concerned because this is going a little differently from them. They've always had that one tactic which has worked for them. It's always been a team that leaves the auction with the best performance. But this time, there have been others who are beating them to it. So today is going to be a crucial day. They have lost Rahul Chahar, who I thought would have been an excellent buy. They didn't move a muscle. I keep saying with Krunal Pandya, Quinton de Kock is gone. Josh Hazelwood, I thought they would go all out. So they've had a difficult day, but today they can make up for all that.
Yeah, the bowling also at the moment, the fast bowling stocks looking a little thin with Jasprit Bumrah obviously at the helm there, but overseas fast bowlers are going to be a wanted commodity coming into today. There are some options in the mix, and we want to go to our fans first up with our next fan fans question. Which overseas fast bowler do you guys think MI will look to go towards? You've got Alzari Joseph, Adam Milne, you've got Nathan Coulter-Nile, you've got Jamal Mills, you've also got Marco Jansen, who they put their faith in last time. Already votes coming in for Marco Jansen, Alzari Joseph, who's coming in hot at this recent West Indies-India series as well. Gonna turn our attention to Chris Morris. Chris, where do you think they might head? Because it's a side that always has had a really good overseas quick as well.
Yeah, I'll go with Marco again, Marco Jansen. I think he did well for them the few games that he played, and obviously had quite a good series against the Indian team recently. So I think that'll be their bet. He's a known commodity in their squad. He did quite, like I say, did quite well. Got on with everyone, even though it didn't look like it in the Test match. He actually got on quite well with everybody. So if it was me, I think I'd go with him because I honestly think he's going to go from strength to strength and become a seriously good player for the future. And that 100% that I would go for. But look, Alzari Joseph's done well for them. Unfortunately, he got injured in his first season. But Mumbai have always had a good stock of fast bowlers that can hit it at the end. So I think any one of those guys on the screen will be a good buy for them. But I think they'll go with the guys with what they know.
Okay, let's just
Coulter-Nile and Marco Jansen are the two guys I think they will go. They would like to have both of them. Coulter-Nile has played for them. They would need some batting support because they still haven't got the guys that they want. The batting looks a little thin. It will get filled up today. My guess is they'll go for both Coulter-Nile and Marco Jansen.
Sanjay, the fans are agreeing with everything you're saying today. Akash may not agree with everything you're saying today.
Yeah.
But I'm still his fan. Don't take anything away from that.
Guruji? Yeah, we've got 50% plus for Nathan Coulter-Nile at play, and then Marco Jansen, Alzari Joseph looking good. He's obviously had a good stint with them before that injury previously.
6 wickets, I think, at Hyderabad.
Exactly, and then unfortunately the injury came in. But from one champion side to another, the men in yellow, CSK also with a bit of work to do. They've got 8 members of the 2021 final winning squad in their side, and they've just about started to piece those bits together. You've also added Tushar Deshpande late, but apart from him, Akash, it's pretty much the same CSK that we've seen in the past.
Yeah,
Is
so
there a tactic you think going in straight away?
See, now they can't afford to have that tactic because Josh Hazelwood has gone, Faf du Plessis has gone. There are people who've gone already, so you can't go for them anymore. So you'll have to chart a slightly different course. They need bowlers. Let's be fair. Deepak Char, KM Asif is not walking into 11. Tushar is not walking into 11. Dwayne Bravo is also not walking into 11. 14 games on the bounce because that's not kind of fitness that he brings to the table. So you need fast bowlers. They have 20.5 crore. So they are not the worried lot. They've never been the worried lot, and there are plenty of fast bowlers, overseas options that are going to come through. When you look at even Indian sides, Saeed Khalil Ahmed, there'll be Jaydev Unadkat, there'll be Dushmanta Chamira, there'll be Sheldon Cotter, Lungasini Angidi, there is Sakaria, Navdeep Saini. I mean, this list is long. So they will find their ways, and I will be very surprised. Okay, let me just put it out there. If they don't go for Jaydev Unadkat one more time.
Right.
Every single auctions in the last 10 years, they have gone for Jaydev Unadkat. They might actually get him this time.
So before I head to Sanjay, let's just head across to our fans because we know how passionate the CSK fans are. The men in yellow have done a pretty decent job as per our expert panel so far. But which of these former players should CSK buy back today? That is our question to the fans. I want to see these votes start to come in. Imran Tahir already leading the pack, but Ngidi, I'm sure, is also catching red hot behind them. Suresh Raina is part of the unsold picks as well. Yeah. Yes, Tahir is 42. 43 in fact.
43 in March.
The oldest actually in the IPL.
But also, Sanjay, you look at the top there was a gap obviously with Faf du Plessis, and what a job he did with Ruturaj Gaikwad. How do they go about filling that?
They need a formidable opener, formidable batter, because when you look at Moin, excellent, but Moin gives you the cameos. Raidu was a great buy. They didn't go by the aging factor. They looked at his recent form. After that, then you're punting a little bit with Robin, Jadeja and Dhoni, because these are not your consistent, players who will get you 50 or 50 balls. Faf du Plessis was the glue, that held the innings together. They've got to find him. And I think they'll go hard at Lungi and Gidi because that brings the X factor in their pace bowling. They haven't been such great, lovers of wrist spin. So I don't think they'll be too desperate to go for a wrist spinner. But Lungi Ngidi is one guy they'll go after, and somebody at the top, maybe somebody like an Aaron Finch if he's coming in.
Yeah, Aaron Finch is coming. Yes, he's coming. Lots of openers actually.
You've got Aiden Markram, Aaron Finch, a bunch of others as well coming in. But just a question to Chris as well on Lungi Saningiri, because he's been a part of that squad, obviously understands the CSK culture. We already saw this beaming smile on his face. Is he someone that just fits the bill for them yet again?
I think he does. I mean, he's done well for them. I mean, his first season at CSK, he actually was one of the better bowlers and they won the tournament. So, you know, he obviously didn't get a big opportunity last year, but for obvious reason, they had essentially a good bowling attack. I think he does fit the bill. I think they do like him. As you know, he does smile a lot, and you know, CSK have quite a happy squad, if you want to call it that. There's a theory there that we won't mention on air, but you know, you've got to be quite a nice person to be part of that squad. So, look, I think he does fit the bill. He'll definitely provide variety of with the slower balls and with the pace, depending on the wickets they play. But yeah, he'll fit in nicely. I'm going to throw again my little dark horse there for the top of the order. I think he might go with his New Zealand compatriot Stephen Fleming. He might go with Devon Conway up at the top there because you know I think he might fit the bill nicely there.
Yeah, really interesting. Devon Conway
Fair
is
play.
not a bad pick
Fair play.
actually for CSK, and given that Flem is in the house there as well.
Asalanka.
Just
Why
Charlie
not him?
Asalanka?
Think about it. Dushmanta Chamira. Why not him? Because these are the guys who play on these kind of surfaces and they're gun T20 players. So why not them?
Charit Ashalanka for a number 4 and 5.
Just think about it.
He's a rising star.
Yes.
You know, just because they're Sri Lankan, they have slightly low profile sort of packaging around them. But boy, that guy can bat.
Aiden
It's not
Markram,
something
Rasi
that he just don't want
Pandadusan.
to- yeah.
Aiden Markram, Rasi
Here
Pandadusan.
that Aiden Markram and Bangadusan have had.
Chris is happy.
Chris is happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy when Chris is happy.
The mention of Bangadusan has a big smile on Chris's face, and understandably as well. But let's move from CSK to one of the new squads. Now the Gujarat Titans, and we won't use the BNP word, the bits and pieces word, but guys, they were a bit all over the place as per your advice yesterday. How do they course correct? Akash, where do they need to go today?
Oh, well, they'll be fine again,
Yeah.
honestly speaking, because 18.5 for nearly 19 crore. They've got Chumman Gill and Jason Roy, their openers are sorted. They've got Hardik Pandya in the middle. They've spent a little more, in my opinion, on Rahul Tewatia. Should have been a slightly lesser kind of a cheaper buy. Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed, it's surprised me a little because both guys can't play together, but they've got Mohammad Shami there. In our side, show they've got a left-arm spinner. Now, let's fill in the pieces and look at the number of people who have to come in. There is a David Malan who has to come in. There is an Aiden Markram who has to come in. There is an Ajinkya Rahane if anybody wants to just have a glue as a batting Indian batter. He is going to come in. You have Liam Livingston, you have Shivam Dubey, you've got James Neesham, ODN Smith. ODN Smith will also attract a lot of attention in my opinion. Fast bowlers if you need. We've already mentioned quite a few.
Yeah.
Let's add more names to it. There is a Khalil, there is Sakaria, there is Navdeep Saini, and Umesh Yadav. Maybe Ishant Sharma, you might find him cheap, but he's also now started doing better in T20 cricket. So in my opinion, they'll be fine. It looks as if it's a lost cause. Let me just put my neck out there one more time. Gujarat Titans will actually do all right at this auction.
Ashupa, Ashish Nehra, you will be very happy to know that Akash has said you will be totally fine. Sanjay, Indian batters, would they be on the radar as well with a side like
So
Gujarat?
when you look at the team again, you've got some big name players. I mean, you've got some legends there.
Yeah.
Rashid Khan is an IPL legend, so he's one guy you'll say, wow, you've got a 5-star player there. Then you've got Lockie Ferguson, proven material, so that's brilliant. Shami, T20 cricket, you're not quite sure. Hardik Pandya is going to be the key for them.
Yeah.
He's the leader, and he's at a stage of his career where there are a lot of self-doubts because he's not had a couple of great IPL seasons. He's a fantastic player, but when he's in form and when he's fit, so that is going to be an issue. Jason Duran, Shubman Gill are fine, so they need maybe a couple of steady players like glues. I think today is about applying the glue to that whole spine that a team has.
One quick word on Gujarat Titans. What they're definitely, desperately missing and they need is a wicket keeper. They don't have a keeper right. So that will be interesting who they actually go for. Who could be their wicket keeping option.
There's a few overseas keepers
There are.
around, aren't there, Akash? Someone like a Glenn Phillips maybe who hits the ball a long way. Josh Philippe, who's had a look in, but
Josh Philippe, I don't think will actually attract a lot of attention. I don't think so.
where do you think they could head?
I don't have an answer to that question for once because keepers, there is a Rahmanullah Gurbaz who comes with a fair amount of
Does
reputation.
Markram keep wickets? Can he keep wickets well?
Markram
Van der Dusen?
Markram keeps? No, one.
Van der
Markram keeps
Dusen?
now?
No.
Nah.
No, okay.
Shea
No, it's
Hope
not
is a
keepers,
keeper.
no.
Shea Hope is a
But
keeper.
T20.
You might get him cheap. Ben McDermott.
Yeah.
This is another guy.
He's had
Kushal
good runs.
Pereira.
Sam
Kushal
Billings.
Mendes, one of those is a keeper. I don't know. So they have their keeper job cut out.
Well, let's get the fans in as well. Which keeper should Gujarat go for? Kushal Pereira in the mix, Tim Seifert in the mix as well. Devin Conway
Seifert.
can keep. Sam Billings still around.
Billings.
And Glenn Phillips.
Fantastic names.
Yeah.
Fantastic names. Devon Conway and look at Sam Billings. I'll have Sam Billings.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Akash says Sam Billings. I want to see how it's reflected. Well, Devin Conway actually leading the charts there. As Chris said,
That's
he
a
might...
great call, I think,
Yeah,
Devin
he
Conway.
could even head to CSK as a batting option, but brilliant option to pick up for Gujarat as well.
Sometimes in IPL, when the pressure gets hot, very often you're facing 140, 150, not 200 every time.
Yeah.
In playoff time, it's about guys who have a good temperament more than anything. That's why Faf du Plessis has done so well. That's where people like Devin Conway come in with test match credentials, can play it on the big stage.
Yeah, when you've got a double hundred on debut at Lords, you've got them.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
absolutely. Great call by Chris.
Yeah, good call from Chris on that. Let's move across to the other newbies of this edition of the Tata IPL. That is, of course, the Lucknow Super Giants. Again, we think they've done a great job yesterday at the auction. You've got KL Rahul and Quinton up at the top with a brilliant opening combination. Then Manish Pandey, Marcus Stoinis, Deepak Hooda, Jason Holder, Krunal Pandya. Terrific middle order in that sense. Avesh Khan added, Mark Wood, Ravi Bishnoi and Ankit Rajput. So they've done a fair job, Akash, so far.
Just think about it now. When they were buying Manish Pandey, then they were buying Deepak Hooda, and you were wondering, okay, are they actually worth that much? And then comes someone like Rahul Tripathi, then comes someone like Nitish Rana, and suddenly Rahul Tewatia goes for a 9, and they look like fantastic, man. What kind of buys?
Yeah.
These are steals. So their batting, their actual team is looking very, very sorted. What they do need now is fair amount of backup options because Mark Wood, injury prone. England Test cricketer might not be available throughout, so you need a few options. The only flip side to their whole strategy is just 6.9 crore. Other than that, LSG has done a phenomenal job. Plenty of multifaceted players. You look at Quinton de Kock, keeper batter.
Yeah.
You look at KL Rahul, same story. Marcus Stoinis, Krunal Pandya, Deepak Hooda, Jason Holder. Which team can actually boast of having so many multifaceted players? So they have done very well in
They've
my
got
opinion.
finishers in that middle order, but the big question for the fans, their boys, which do you think is the best buy so far for Lucknow? Some fantastic buys. Quinton de Kock came in at an absolute steal. When you look at the way the rest of the day panned out, Krunal Pandya came in as well. Jason Holder was in a huge battle with a lot of teams, and Avesh Khan coming in late at 10 CR. Gonna go to you, Chris. Where do you think this side is going to be searching for things today with not much money left in their purse?
I think their biggest
denial that they had a great day or they didn't have a bad day. Of course they did. But can they course correct? Of course they can. In my opinion, they can, because if you have so many places empty and you've got, when you make that 11, there are only this Kane Williamson, there is Nicholas Puran. You can add 2 more to it without doubt. So, and options are going to come up now. You need openers. Openers will come now. You have your keeper sorted, Nicholas Puran. Gun player, yes, maybe a little more expensive. This is an auction world where Quinton Peacock was half the price of Nicholas Puran. These are the auction dynamics that Sanjay keeps referring to. But they have the option. I'm not counting them out, ruling them out at this point in time. They can course correct.
Yeah, side that we just saw Simon Cattish trickle in as well. But Chris, another side that maybe needs an overseas quick someone with a bit of experience, but also an opener up at the top.
Absolutely. Look, I think Simon Kadich is a very, very shrewd man in what he does. Having spent a season with him at RCB, the man knows what he's doing, and you've obviously had Tom Moody there, who's had a little bit of success. Not a little bit, he's had quite a lot of success with Sunrisers. So, look, I think there's a plan behind everything. Every time we've played against Sunrisers, it's always been, like we said earlier on, it's been a lot of youngsters with